All right, let's get started then. Coming into a comfortable seat, let's choose our music, going into the song list called Resource. And the first song for that is Lotus Garden Spaces. Clicking now. So here we are. Welcome, welcome to this 1 hour Vinyasa flow practice. All levels. Please remember to take the practice at what level you need to go at. If you need to modify and rest, obviously do that. No one's going to know. I can't see you. And just settling into your seat to contemplate our intention for the practice today. Gently yielding the eyes closed, bringing the hands downward facing onto the knees, thighs, index to thumb. So this week I've been contemplating all the change that's taken place and considering for myself what resources I have to best cope with the changes, with the evolutions and the uncertainty as well. So I'd encourage us to have a feel into that for ourselves as well. What resources do I have within myself to cope with change, with uncertainty, and also quite importantly, to replenish my energy and feel a sense of aliveness. So I'll repeat that question, contemplation. What do I resource within myself to replenish my energy and feel a sense of aliveness? And as you breathe into that and allow yourself to arrive fully present to this self-exploration, to this self-inquiry, recognize that we all have a wellspring of universal energy. Sometimes we call this, I'm sure you know it, source. This source or universal energy within our being. In today's practice, let's rediscover, resource ourselves, and come out of the practice feeling a sense of aliveness, vibrancy. Dropping your awareness into the base of your spine, visualizing it descending down like a grounding cord into the earth. And the container of the body and the weightiness of the bones drawing down into that nourishing reciprocal support of Mother Earth. And as you settle into that presence awareness, feel the energy that flushes up from the earth into your body, enlivening the spine to its natural height, not in an effort to be tall, just natural. And starting to bring your conscious attention to the full flow of your breath, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Smoothing out any edges, any hurry, any anxiety, any uncertainty. And just starting to allow the breath to cleanse through any obfuscations of tension, of stress, any sense of uncertainty starts to wash away as you come fully present to now. Resourcing the prana of your breath and its fullness. Now take your right hand and place it into the center of the chest, just where the sternum bone rests, and your left hand can gently support on top of the right. And let's now orient our attention to this central orb of light, this hub we know as our energy heart. softening the hands into the skin and reciprocally feeling the skin merge into the hands. And as we can feel that grounded support and that sense of steadiness, bring your attention to the space that you can perceive before you, the space of the room, and the space beyond the seal of the walls of the room into the nature space. Breathing in, breathing out. Turn your attention then to the space that you can perceive in your mind's eye behind your spine, behind your heart. Yeah, the space of the room, but also wider to the edges of the room and beyond into the nature space. And breathing in that fresh air. And the space that you can perceive each side of you, to the sky infinitely wide and vast above you, and to this density of earth ground that gives us a sense of base. Through moving arm meditation, begin to coordinate the inhalation with the stretch out of your arms to a vertical wide V, fingers spread and palms elevated to the sky. And as you exhale, smooth and long, bring the hands to magnetize back to that heart hub. And do 3 more of these, inhaling wide. And exhaling, calling that refreshing space back in. Inhaling to generously expand yourself, all directions. And exhale to feel that magnetism, that summoning of the energy back in. On this next one, let's resound to the healing vibration of Om. Inhale to expand. Just gently bowing your head towards your heart and creating a transition easefully from this meditative seat to wide gate child's pose, knees to the edges of your mat and big toes connected. And just gently anoint the third eye to the earth space, that denser containment of energy that you can feel grounds you through all your bones. And the spaciousness of the heart that receives the breath as you feel that energy flowing into the upper back, the whole length of the spine. Like an oceanic ujjayi, this beautiful resounding inner wash of prana. Reverently, rather than mindlessly, begin to walk your hands from the center towards the right, step by step, opening out through the left side waist, energizing through the fingers to spread the space between your rib bones, and then grounding the right hand just outside that bent right knee. If you can organize your elbow to point up vertically above the wrist, that'll give you just a little bit more leverage to rotate in the twist. Just take a moment to really feel the breath flushing down the left side body. And just starting to untether these tissues that may feel a little bound. One more breath here. And then slide the right arm forward, walk both hands back to the middle. And with purpose in each step, hands contacting the earth with sensitivity, walk over to the left. Energize out through the right arm now. Situate your left hand beside your bent knee. And with the elbow pointed up vertically, coming into that gentle adjustment in the twist. Breathing space between your right rib bones. You can notice as you exhale that the undercarriage of the body softens and there's a melting of the heart, so to say. And let's walk our hands back the other way to the center and rise from here to all fours, organizing the hands directly under the shoulders and then pulling in the knees directly underneath the hips. Some gentle cow-cats again to feel that mobilization now of the spine and allowing that motion each direction to be prompted, initiated by that pulse of your heart right in the center, Hiradaya. And just feeling into any gluiness of fascia, starting to let that dissemble now. Really nice to take a few of these cow-cats in the more formful way. And then the invitation to allow some untangling of the tensions that you may feel through your muscles, through your tissues, by free forming your body into natural sways or little iterations of movement that are not so labelable. So I wouldn't even call them anything. They're your design, kind of like creating calligraphy, painting with your head, painting with your tail, just playing with the space to rinse out anything stuck. You might evolve this down towards the hips too, walking the hands a touch further forward and then cycling into the pelvis. Just bringing into the mix a little synovial fluid to nourish those ball and socket joints, shoulders and hips. So good to know that we can resource even our oils to relubricate, right? To hydrate. Good, and then spiral that the other way if you haven't already. Nice deep breaths. Reset the hands under the shoulders, reset the knees to organize, feeling that grounded support through Hasta Bandha, the hands to earth space. A little bit more pressure into the fingertip pads really helps. And that hug of the top of the feet to the earth so you can feel your core is just a little bit engaged. Now plant your left hand to the center and begin to stroke your right arm like the wing of a bird up to the sky. Feathers of the fingers spread wide as you feel that girth of the heart pouring along both arms. And then dive the right arm underneath the left. For 3, we'll flow. Inhale from the ground space to the vast infinitude of sky above. Good, 2 more of these. Just feeling into your own rhythm and pace to breath. Good, beautiful breath. On the next dive under and through, let's pause for a moment. Take the fingertips of your left hand like a little dome shape in front of your face. Your elbow will be elevated here. So again, you can concentrate a little bit more leverage into the twist. Just feeling into that space between your spine bones and your shoulder scapular bones. And then penetrate your attention a little deeper in. Breathing into the space you can perceive there of your right lung. Really breathing into the right lung so you can release out any stale air. And your left hand can then take a journey back behind you to bind, back of the hand resting to lower back or front of the right thigh, just depending on your flexibility. Breathing into that right lung, lots of energy. Now bring the left hand out of the bind, reset it down in front of the face, and untether the right arm. Bring it all the way back up to the sky space. Good, reset right hand. And then bring the right hand to the middle, lifting the left arm to rebound. Inhale, rise. And exhale to fold that arm through. That's it, good. Inhale, feeling that earth connection, that gravity that lifts up into the lightness. 2 more of those. Good, on this next one, let's dive the needle bringing that cotton through the needle's head as such, bringing your head down, and just again taking the fingertips of your right hand in front of your face, elbow elevated right above the wrist so you can pressure down and just find that nice place where you can sit on the edge of discomfort so that you can allow a little bit of change. Not only spreading the space of the tissues between the spine bone and the left scapular bone, right at the back there, but penetrating your inner gaze to the left lung now. And as you breathe in, inflate it like a balloon. And as you breathe out, it diminishes in size. So you're really accentuating the energy to one lung over the other, even though I realize physiologically that's not possible, just energetically. Great. And then back of the right hand to the lumbar spine. That's option one. Or you can take a bit more of a twine with the hands to the front of the left thigh. If you tilt your chin up a little bit, you may get a bit more release on the neck. Breath deep to left lung. And then unravel, bring the right hand back to ground down, left arm scoots out. Inhale all the way up. Reset. Great. All 10 fingers now as the ground base. Round the tail under to get lots of altitude between your shoulder blades. Really flaring open the back of that heart space. And then let's come into our first downward dog. Ground hands, tuck toes. Sit bones wide to sky. And just a little enjoyment here for a moment, just to pedal out through your feet. So when we've got the resources, we've got the tools, right? And we've all got the resources to whatever degree. The simplicity of the breath as a resource, a way of coming back to source, to your universal energy. And you've got that containment of the shapes that you take through your yoga practice that give you an opportunity to dive in and feel, to feel what's here. You know, we come to downward dog just so often and so much, but what's new today? What's here now that maybe you could discover that wasn't here yesterday? Just noticing the sensations, the feelings, the tones. And dropping the knees to the ground, keeping the toes tucked under. Let's come to toe squat. Nice and slow as you walk the hands into the knees, thighs, and rise that spine to a vertical alignment. Great. Bring the hands to the heart's hub. Right hand on the center heart, left hand on the right hand. A little movement through the meditation of the arms. We inhale, expand, and exhale to bring the hands in. Good. Inhale to expand. Exhale to bring the hands in. One more time to feel that widening of your energy from the center to the periphery. Hold your heart, hold, and then rise to standing kneeling. Step your right foot through, coming into low lunge. Now pulsation of the hips with the heart. As we inhale, retract from the lunge, expand the arms. And as we exhale, hold your heart and descend in. Good, a few of these just to release the psoas muscle to bring everything into flow. Good. As you next retract the lunge, hold those wings of the arms up, that energy from the heart pulsing out to the fingers. And then sweep the hands down in behind your lower back. Come back into the depth of the lunge and then prop the heart up to the sky, coming into crescent moon. Beautiful chance here just to smile the collars, keep the chin slightly tilted down, and stabilize through the base as foundational. Now pull the heart to the inner thigh, raising the arms a little to the sky, squeezing out the junk drawer of the shoulders. Any overburdened energy there. Good, and then unleash the arms. Left arm's going to carve forward, up and back, like a big loop to the left Achilles heel. As you take your hand to the heel, sweep the right arm to follow, palm downward facing in behind. Then swim the right elbow to the right knee and carve the left arm forward stroke for 3. So the drishti, your eyes focus, comes to your fingertips. Inhale up, over and down. Sweep the arm back up, over and down. One more loop, let's say. And then ground your left hand to the inside of your right foot and shoot your right arm up directly in a low lunge twist. Good. So you're drawing your right hip back, keeping that energy in the legs, feet. Elevate the back leg, coming into high lunge with a twist. And then have a little play with rolling to the outer edges of both feet as the top arm comes down behind the hip. So it's a pretty juicy squeeze for the pelvis. As we inhale, the top palm reaches down and extends, and we sort of pivot back to the feet as we started. Let's do 2 more of those. Really important that that bottom left shoulder, elbow, wrist is stacked vertically. Check that. Great, everyone. Nice. One more time to the back space. And then bring your right hand all the way, frame the front foot, come to first plank pose. Nice and strong here in the plank, shoulders right above the wrists. Keeping a little curve in your low back, a little bend in your knees, so that if you were to take off and walk all fours, you could, right? There's energy, strength there. Inhale, hold that resilience, and then take your first slow vinyasa, dropping the knees, elbows almost graze the ribs, heart comes down, top of the feet earth. Inhale from the pubic bone to the chest, heart rise, keep the chin tilted, back to downward dog, exhale. So another resource that we can call on is our emotional body and the energy vibrations, the signature essences of the heart. So just while you're here in downward facing dog, can you access that quality sense within yourself of love? And what it means to love yourself. And breathe in the energy vibration of love as a frequency. And allow the medium of your breath as a tool, as a resource to transmute out any residual fear. So whatever fear is stored here in the tissues, in the mind, in your field, just starting to consciously let that go. Breathing in love as a quality and breathing out fear. Good, drop the knees again to earth space. Immediately into toe squat, hands walk to the knees, thighs. We'll go straight away to hold that heart center, the orb of light, to standing, kneeling, to lead the left leg to come through. Great. As you retract from the depth of the lunge, the wings of the arms expand open. As we exhale, hands hold the heart's hub. Inhale, feeling that energy of the heart transmit along the fingers, arms like communicators, and then they magnetize back in. Do 2 more of those. Good. Next time you hold that lunge position, pause, arms to expand, and then rinse them down and back like equestrian to hold the fingers together, knuckles pressed down and back, flare the heart up, crescent moon. And as being led by the heart to pour along the inside thigh, arms climb as much as is possible, squeezing out tensions gently. And then unleash the arms, circuit the right arm forward, up and back to catch the right Achilles heel. So you really lean the torso back to accomplish that. Left palm downward facing, turn the gaze behind. And then swim the left elbow to rest on the ledge of the left knee, and the right arm continues like an orbit for 3. Inhale backwardly, up and over, and bring it through. Reground the right hand now to the inside of the left foot. Take a direct path of your left arm up, low lunge twist, spinning from the heart to send the energy right the way along those arms. Like rivers, they flow. And then elevate on the ball of the right foot to gain some height. And maybe if it feels appropriate for your hips and pelvis, rolling from each side of the foot, lateral edges of the feet, back to the soles of the feet. Bringing the arms into the mix. So the left palm draws in behind the hips like a beautiful arch. One more time to the back space. And then reset the hands to frame the front foot. Step back again to plank, with an option this time to come through a full press from plank or to stay with knees chest to cobra. Take a deep breath in. And if you're coming with me through full press, nice and slow. Flip the feet upward facing dog. Heart shines like the sun today, thighs right uplifted. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just once again, giving your body, mind an opportunity to receive that frequency essence of love as you give it to yourself as a resource, resourcing love and releasing fear just through the breath here. Great. From here then, in downward facing dog, let's with purpose in each step walk our way towards the front of the mat. So each step is like leaving footprints in the sand. Walking your path, leaving your individual mark, and then setting the feet hip bone distance apart. Fingertips come to shins in that little dome shape again, so you can really gain the space in the front body. Spread your sit bones wider at the back, and let's just try bringing the weight a little further forward to the fronts of the feet. That's it. Now your hamstrings can come online and wake up your glutes. Good. Let's flush the heart to pour and forward fold. Repeat for 2. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. With the breath to enliven you, to rise you. And the exhale that allows the nectar of the heart in this inverted position to flood down and marinate the brain. I'm going to go one more time, fingertips to shins, lengthen, and then brighten out these arms as pathways from the heart to each side, and rising up all the way, hinge from the hips, palms meet, Samastitahi. Coming into prayer pose. And just taking a moment to settle yourself in Tadasana, feeling into the gravity of the mountain you are, that steadiness, that stillness, and the resourcing of stillness as a reset button. And I've found in the last couple of days, and I'm not sure if you have, that it's so nice in a way not to have to be anywhere or to go anywhere, but just to be grounding into that stillness of staying home, the benefits of that quality of slowing down, and having the time to nourish yourself, to contemplate, to resource. Let's bring our right hand to the heart, bring our left hand onto the right hand, soften at the knees. We'll come through Surya Namaskar A sun salutation today, 3 rounds, so a little bit more speed. Not so much speed, but flow, let's say, because we're coming from that nice slow space today. And let's just add in our little arm meditation at the beginning. So we come from our heart, always leading from this inner support. Inhale to Urdhva Hastasana, expanding. As we exhale like swan's wings, diving, heart to flow to forward bend. Fingertips to shins to lengthen. And as you exhale, ground the hands to step back plank, or some of you may have the practice of jumping back into Chaturanga Vinyasa, taking that slow press down. Sorry, I was just losing my earpiece. Upward facing dog, inhale, or cobra. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And once again, just taking 5 breaths here in downward facing dog to fully enjoy your breath, to call on another ingredient of our heart's energy, breathing in compassion today. And this quality of being compassionate with ourselves, with others, breathing in compassion to every cell. And let's breathe out as an antidote to any holding tension, judgment to ourselves or others, just letting that go. Using the breath as a resource to transmute emotional energy, inhaling what we wish to inhabit and feel more of, and releasing that which we find gives us clamps or tension. Good. Couple more breaths in downward dog with that. And then let's practice step walk or light jump, coming back to the front, half rise, inhale. And exhale, forward fold. From here to hinge from the hips to raise the arms like sails to the sky, palms meet. Exhale, Samastitihi. Hold that orb of light that pulses and lemniscates from the heart, soft knees. Inhale, feeling the expansion circumferentially, all directions, hinge from hips to flow. Inhale, fingertips half lift or to earth. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And once again, a chance to deeply breathe in, to absorb the patterns, to shift energy consciously. You might stay with working with one of those 2 offerings, breathing in love, breathing out fear, or breathing in compassion, breathing out judgment. And just letting the body-mind adjust itself. And the person knocking at my door will just have to wait. Hope it's not too important. All right. From downward facing dog, bend the knees, a little pulse forward to the front of the mat, or you could walk. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, flush, feeling that heart pour down into the brain. Rebound, arms to the side, rise, palms meet. Exhale, Samastitihi. One more round, Surya Namaskar A, initiating the flow from the center of your heart's hub. Soften the knees, ground in. Inhale, rising up. As you exhale, swan dive to forward bend. Inhale, fingers to shins to lengthen. Exhale, folding forward, step back, Chaturanga Vinyasa. Hope you've still got my volume. Is everyone good with the volume? Yeah. 5 deep breaths here in downward facing dog. And just resourcing what you have here, the earth ground, our great mother beneath us that gives us that steady support. Plugging in the feet, plugging in the hands. Finding that wellspring of the breath that continuously, unlimitedly provides us with energy. And not just that, this breath prana with our intention that can transmute what we don't need and bring in more of what we do wish to feel. The completion of the exhalation, prepare to soften the knees, step, walk, or light float, land like a butterfly, light, half lift. Exhale, rinse, fold. And then reorient upwards through from the ground to the vastness of the sky, palms meet, Samastitahe. Just taking a moment to feel your presence, awareness, your beingness in Tadasana. And that beautiful stillness that we can marinate in. Quality of your breath. And as you bring your attention to your heart again, bring your right hand onto the center, right at the energy center of Hiradaya, the cave of our Atman soul, and the left hand onto the right hand. And as we sensitize again to those deep, infinite qualities that are present, plug the weight into your right foot to journey into tree. Vrishkasana, bringing the left foot to the inside right thigh as you penetrate the roots of your right toes right down deep. Feel this quality that the right leg is not just landing on the mat, but going right down into earth core. From your heart, open up through the arms, feeling the branches of the arms reach to the light. And if I had arms on all sides, that would be my tree. I'm painting them in. You might choose to do the same. Many arms. And then from your heart, right at the center, initiate a movement to the left. So you can feel your spine spirals here a little bit. That's it. You're turning, balancing, focusing the eyes. And then the heart initiates the movement to come back. Offer the left knee up and stroke the left arm down, merging into Nataraj, coming into dancer pose. I like my thumb at the mound of the big toe. You might prefer your hand on the outer edge, the lateral side of the foot. And either way, your right leg has some good resilience, bending at the knee. And then as the heart offers forward, find a little resistance point of your foot back against your hand. So you've got that quality of connection, courage, transitioning from dancer pose here to warrior three. Let's bring our hands together in prayer as we energize out through the left leg here. Good, warrior three. Little pinky toe side of the left foot grounds down so you can keep that nice spin on the left leg. Not hiking it up, externally rotating. And then directly hands to ground space here, coming into standing split. And that's where your books or blocks may come in handy. You need a little bit of lift. Amazing. Fingertips as a support, bend the right leg a lot, land the left foot down high and backward lunge. We lift the arms to raise up to that vertical V. I'm going to take 3 drops down, kissing the left knee to the ground for 1. Inhale, rise. Exhale, 2. Inhale, rise. Exhale, 3. Beautiful. Pause. Rise. And then rinse the arms. They come out wide in behind, interlace again. Earth the left foot down quite specifically, and you might need to just slightly micro adjust the right foot. Heart lifts. Inhale. Exhale, pour heart along inside thigh. Humility, bowing the warrior. Unleash the left hand to circuit forward, up and back to warrior two. Finding in your warrior two the strength pathways and the peaceful pathways in that power that you can feel. Reverse warrior two, flip the right hand up, track the left hand down the back thigh, and then swim through Vinyasa, hands frame front foot. Options here, traditional plank, then chaturanga, or you could come 3-limbed, hovering right foot chaturanga, if you have the strength today. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, coming into downward facing dog. And just really allowing the breath to flush through. Let's call in kindness as we breathe in, and maybe a little sigh through the mouth to release out any intolerance. Breathing in kindness to yourself and letting go any held intolerances to yourself, or maybe to others or situations. Just let that go. Let that change. A different journey to the front this time. From downward facing dog, let's pause to bend the knees, glance forward. Step your right foot to the outside of the right hand, and then plant your left foot to the outside of your left hand, coming into malasana to squat. Palms to meet in prayer, elbows wedging out the knees. Just getting a nice little adductor stretch there. And your tailbone again as a grounding cord plugs right down deep. Feel the heart like an orb of light shining to the front, all sides to the back. And then taking the essence of that which is your heart today, tipping it down, paralleling the feet, and rinsing out the brain. Inhale, fingers to shins, half lift. Hold here, and then open up the arms to come into chair. Moving into Utkatasana, chair pose for a little power play. Finding that source of your own strength, resourcing your own strength. Bring that body weight forward to the balls of the feet. And once you've got that vibrancy, the aliveness in your legs, float up from the earth, finding from the gravity, the expansion into the levity, the lightness. Palms to prayer. Take a reset in Tadasana, attuning to the stillness and the energy that flows. Feeling what you feel here. Let's bring our hands to hold the orb of Hiridaya, the energy heart, resting right hand directly into the center there at the sternum chest position, and the left hand onto the right hand. Start to transmit your weight down now through the roots of the left leg, like the trunk of a tree, it digs in deep. Right foot floats up to inside left thigh, and you can help it along the way. Merging from this position into a high vertical V, arms expanding right up into infinity. And as you hold your attention at the center of your heart as an orb of light, let it shine you to the right, twisting the spine, rotating around. And then that heart that brings you back. So it's not so much that you twist from your periphery, but right from that inner light. Hover the right knee and then stroke down with the right arm. You're going to bring that foot to meet your hand, either side of the foot, right? So your hand on the outer edge or the inner side, thumb to mound of big toe. Knees here are friends rather than foes, so they don't spread apart. There's a coming togetherness. From here, heart leads to Nataraj, coming into dancer pose. And you've got that beautiful congruency of the weightiness, the gravity, the foundation, the earth energy, and the lightness, the spaciousness, the vastness of the heart's energy. From here to warrior three, hands in prayer, really shoot out your right leg long, dorsiflex the foot, little toe points down, big toe towards the left side of your mat. This keeps the hip organized. And then flood heart to brain as you come to standing split. Books or block might be an aid here, maybe not. Good, let's bend the left leg a lot to tap the right foot down with as much grace as you can muster, less an elephant's hoof. Inhale, rebound from earth to sky, high lunge. And then we'll take 3 pulsations, kissing the right knee. Inhale, rise, lift. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, drop it down. Stay for a moment, pause, lift, and then rinse the arms. As the other thumb comes to cross on top, interlaced fingers, knuckles press back, earth the right foot. That right foot toes turn out. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, humble warrior bow. Great, great. When you're ready to flow out of this, the right arm unleashes from the left, calves right up and over to warrior two. And as you arrive in Virabhadrasana, feeling that lovely flood of the heart along the arms. And just for a moment on this side, let's turn our palms upward facing. And just feeling the difference between downward facing and upward facing. I feel more receptivity with the arms upward facing. What do you think? It's a great resource. Open the heart by turning the palms upward facing, just that. Reverse warrior two, track the right arm down the back leg. Great, great. Now swim the arms, frame the front foot. Take your vinyasa, which might be plank traditional or three-limbed hovering chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's offer up one more ingredient from the heart's hub today, breathing in gratitude for this moment, to practice, to presence, for anything that you feel grateful for. Just taking that moment to breathe in gratitude and breathe out any not enoughness, any sense of lack. Breathing in what you're grateful for what you have, and breathe out anything that you expect of yourself that you don't have. And this contentedness from downward facing dog, prep to descend the knees to come into Anahatasana this round. So as we unfold the feet, the arms spread forward and the heart dives deep. Your forehead might be the anchorage here, or maybe if you've got the flexibility with your chest down, you could direct forward your chin, positively compressing the back of the neck, if that's suitable for your body. And the slide of the spine as you check in with your body. And then gently transitioning the weight from Anahatasana as the heart oozes down like the yolk of an egg to Sphinx, where the pubic bone becomes the base and the elbows to forearms as a scaffold. Unfold your feet and just take a moment here in the regal gesture of the Sphinx pose. Resourcing your breath. Just again coming into that place of stillness. From Sphinx, starting to journey the heart down to bend the knees and bring the feet towards your back. Reach your hands around to hold the outer edges of your feet, and then dorsiflex your feet. So the feet aim to the back of your mat, and you're grounding through your pubic bone to rise up into bow. Coming into Dhanurasana, bow pose. Beautiful spread there from the chest, heart opening. And the gentle undulation of your breath, like the waves that carry you through. Just feeling these waves of the breath as a resource. Maybe a resource to focus on that instead of the challenge. And then softly, softly rest the heart, rest the legs, and turn your left cheek down, looking to the right, arms beside, and breathe. And deepening the breath and letting the effort go. And slowing it all down, enjoying the gravity and the presence of stillness. Consciously turn the other cheek to look towards the left now, balancing out the neck through this passive stretch. And slowly bringing the hands underneath the shoulders as you reset your head to center and scissor your legs together, finding that nice seam line of the middle. With a little pressure through your arms, press up onto your knees. You can take 108 years for this. I don't mind. To come into child's pose, please. Nice and slow as you go. And fingers down by feet. Sweep your arms wide, extend your arms forward, and rise to all fours, please. And just keeping that quality of inward gazing as you transition now your right knee to the back of your right wrist, nestling yourself down into pigeon. And you can just check your back leg is sailing off the left hip. Fingertips as a dome to each side, just an offering here of allowing the heart to lemniscate you through this beautiful electromagnetic current of the heart that pulses, that expands and gently magnetizes back. And just rinsing the spine here, coming into that fluidity. And settling your forearms as a base for option one to bow the head if that's enough for you. Or you might come a little deeper down with arms extended, third eye to the ground. And again, you can choose palms downward facing for that earth quality, or palms upward facing in a gesture of receiving, and that gracious receptivity. And as you breathe here in Ekapara Raja pigeon pose, can you perceive the space in your body? The physical space, can you orient to the space as a resource? In the space of your nostrils, the tunnel of your throat, the wide open balloons of your lungs that receive the air, and the space in your joints, and the infinite space that hugs and surrounds each of your trillions of cells. Gently, gently walk the hands back up, heart lifts, right hand to inside right knee, Orbit the left arm forward, up and back to catch the foot. So not dissimilar to the dancer pose pattern, right? You can just find that connection. And the options here are either to hold the toes, or you could spin your elbow up, palm of the hand presses down for a deeper quad release. Or you could come into variations such as bound pigeon, where the forearm rests on the shin of the leg, foot into the crest of the elbow, and then activate mula bandh, pelvic floor, raising the right arm, maybe catching the hand. Just being conscious and contented with where your body is at today. And then releasing down. Either way, simple exchange. We're going to slide the back left knee in, rearrange the right knee to match, and jump switch left knee to the back of the left wrist, coming into pigeon. That's it. Fingers to the side. Inhale, flare the heart wide. Exhale, flow. Rebound, inhale from earth through that ventilation of the chest, lungs. Pour the heart to flow. And just when you're ready to settle into the still place where you can manifest your attention to the space. And once again, the physical space as a doorway to the infinite space, always present. And here you may even notice the iterations of consciousness we call thoughts. The thoughts as one at a time, or sometimes they cluster, right? Clusters of thoughts like clouds. And just like clouds wash across a blue sky, can you let those clouds, those clusters of thoughts, just move? Keep orienting your attention to the space between the thoughts, the blue sky, and the blue sky of the yogic mind. And collecting up all that inner spaciousness as a resource. And walk your hands back towards upright with your torso tall. With your left hand grounded, orbit the right arm around to catch the foot to seated upright pigeon. Whichever variation you feel resonant with today. Great, and as you release that back leg down, let's come down onto the left sit bone side and space out, depending on your position, your legs wide. So it should be just a nice little exchange there. If you have a pillow or a blanket that you need to put under your sit bones for a better hinge at the hips, then please go ahead so you're not rounding your lower spine. And ideally here, feet flexed up, alert but not tense. And we can make our way, hands to the inside, forward and front. And just allow yourself a few breaths here of surrender. And just tapping into that resource of nothing, the place that holds all the potentialities, everything really, and the paradox and the irony of it coming from nothing, just the space. And that space that you can access within. Always here, never not here, here now. Softly, softly make your way from that depth of whatever you were able to manage, accessing the space. And bring your legs, please, together as one. We'll come down through the length of the spine, half boat, heels as a connector, and the palms, arms float. Let's have those palms upward facing. Gently, gently, sequentially, each spine bone from the base, descending you to dish. And the resource of your strength and your resilience. Hug your knees. You might take a little soothing circulation for your sacrum, both directions. And let's enjoy a final knees together twist before our Shavasana, earthing the feet, resetting the hips off center to the left, and then floating the feet to the height of the knees in a zigzag shape. Arms spread shoulder height or in a little winged position, and then both knees drop to the right. And as they land, you may anchor them down with your right hand. And let's spin the orb light of the heart towards the left. Slowly bring the knees back to the center. Recontact earth with feet. Reset the hips. And then bring the hips just slightly off center to the right. Float the feet to the height of the knees, dorsiflexed. And then with that gentle touch, the knees glide off towards the left. The left hand may anchor the knees, and certainly the heart turns and shines to the right here. You can feel that full spiralization of your spine, the balancing. One of the ways in which I feel we resource is when we balance and return to whole. And this path of yoga is one way. And this practice of being, of exploration within, of discovery. Let's bring our knees back to center, reset the feet, and reorganize your hips. Take a final hug of the knees into the chest in cosmic egg, or if you prefer, you might come into bliss in Ananda Balasana, bliss baby pose. There goes my earpiece again. I hope it doesn't create a big bang in your ears. Good, and then a gentle rock side to side. Good, from here, come into Shavasana, final relaxation. If you have a blanket or something you'd like to pop over you, a scarf, that might be quite nice just to feel settled. And as you feel that support of our Earth Mother beneath you, trust yourself to let go, letting go into that embrace, softening the tissues, relaxing your bones. And just touchstone your attention one last time here to the Hiradaya, the cave of your central heart, your energy heart. And just allow yourself to drop into that light as I share these beautiful words from Cody Napier, this poem called The Source of All. A universal energy nestled inside of me, pulsating and glowing with each breath. I look up at the stars and I feel its fire, a mirror reflection of the same energy. It surrounds me in every facet of reality. The birds that chirp, the leaves that sway. Deep inside us lies the source of all. A force of energy never discovered, but felt. When our skeletons melt back into the ground, this energy escapes it, but does not disappear. It returns to the mother to be reborn, to live life anew, to gain new perspective. The source experiences the universe she created through every aspect of life that was, is, will be. Life has no meaning, no hidden truth. We exist to be, and be we will until it's time. And if you feel the calling to stay here for a longer duration in Shavasana as you are at home, many of you, then please feel free. And for those others of us that wish to seal the practice Please bring your attention to the space that you can perceive around your body, to the infinite presence of the space that is here within. Magnetize the light particle parts that, when created, merge into your form, your human shape, and breathe into your shape. And as you meet the whole of yourself here, reset, resourced, replenished, rediscovered, sparkle your fingers, twinkle your toes, and take a few movements to stretch as you need. And please then quietly make your way over to your right side, bringing with you any new insights or just the feeling sense of your experience in exploration today. We'll meet back together in an upright seat. That touchstone of the heart, let us bring our hands one over the other. Inhale, bring the arms to the gesture of victory today, this expression of jai, this capacity that we can generously give from our unlimited resource. And we also, in order to replenish, can resource the gracious gifts that are given from others, from life, from nature, and from ourselves. Let's bring our hands together into prayer to seal the practice today with courage to flow on and stay connected and compassionate and centered. Together to each other and to the greatest teacher of all, that which is always our true self, we say, Namaste. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Have a peaceful, beautiful Friday, everybody. It's been a pleasure to share with you today and have your presence with me. Thank you so much for joining in and for keeping it all flowing.